Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today we're going to be talking about the latest patch that dropped today for Battlefield 5 that's updating a lot of things: time to death, time to kill, player visibility, and it's added this new Combined Arms co-op mode for Battlefield 5. This was one of the highlighted features of the Lightning Strikes DLC, and it's as expected. Basically AI from the single player thrown into multiplayer maps, and you alternate between attacking the AI and then the AI attacking you in sort of a wave assault form. This mode is very, very basic. Fans of single player probably won't enjoy it. Fans of multiplayer almost certainly won't enjoy it. The AI is dumb. There's nothing new here. It's basically just like a multiplayer map. They tell you to go attack some bots. You attack the bots, kill them, and then it says, okay, get to the extraction point. You go to the extraction point, and then the bots attack you in like waves for about 2 minutes, and you have to survive. Super, super standard. The AI is crazy basic. They shoot you through foliage. They shoot you through smoke clouds. They're just single player AI, basically. I guess you could use it to practice your aim if you wanted to. DICE screwed up here, though. They allow you to complete weapon mastery assignments in this game mode, and I completed some of the hardest ones for my sniper rifles just to test it out, and sure enough, I can go prone and get 10 headshot kills while prone in 1 life and get that assignment completed while playing Combined Arms. This really sucks. I think you could cheese it in single player before as well, but you had to like go through the effort of finding a weapon in single player while having that assignment equipped, and it was a bit more work to cheese it. Now you can cheese it very, very easily. This is disappointing because it means anyone who's worked and sweat for those crazy gold skins for some of your sniper rifles, well, now a lot of people are going to be able to get them very easily. Sadly, the mode is also riddled with tons of bugs. This map here has lots of weird green glowing lights in the distance. I don't know what that's about. I died on this mission at the end before completing it, and it gave me the win. Like, I completed it anyway. I got stuck trying to load into the Twisted Steel map. It just didn't load, and the game froze, hung on the loading screen. I had to force quit. And then there's just basic badly designed elements. Like if you beat a mission on medium, it won't automatically complete the easy difficulty checkbox. And normally I wouldn't care, but there's 500 company coin as a reward for beating it on easy. So say you beat a mission on hard, you still then have to go back and beat it on medium and then on easy to get that company coin, which is just stupid. It's busy work and very annoying. Also, I don't think, as far as I can tell, that there's any sort of auto matchmaking. Like, it won't put you in a full squad of other players. I think it only works with people on your friends list, as far as I can tell. So if you don't have any friends that play Battlefield 5, or maybe you just can't get online with them at the same time and you want to run some Combined Arms, well, you're going to be running solo. And the game mode definitely doesn't scale to solo play. As you can see here, I'm playing the machine gun class on a map that's probably supposed to have a full squad locking down all these different entrances, and I'm just getting absolutely swarmed by endless hordes of enemies. Now, you can beat the mission solo. It's a bit tricky, but the AI are really dumb, and you can usually cheese your way to a victory. Fortunately, this patch brings other things than just Combined Arms, but Combined Arms is a very poor performance from DICE here. It's one of those things where it's like Battlefield 5 has a rough launch. DICE has got to get their crap together, start putting out good content. They're continuing to put out very, very buggy content, buggy patches, and this Combined Arms thing is like, it's lazy. It's like, hey, what do we got that is already made and exists? Well, we have single player AI and we have multiplayer maps. Let's throw them together in a mode that is barely balanced, barely functional, barely integrates to the UI, doesn't have a matchmaking mode. Like, it's embarrassing, DICE. Like, this would have been better if it just wasn't in the game and you focused on something else. But it's here, it's there. That's my review of Combined Arms, having played it for just a very brief period of time. Fortunately, the rest of the patch has some pretty good, some pretty substantial changes to it. Visibility. Visibility is something that people have been talking about since Battlefield 5 launched. It's been insanely hard to see enemy players. DICE has done a very big lighting pass on soldiers, specifically enemy soldiers, but also friendly soldiers. Friendly soldiers have become essentially darker. They blend in a little bit more with the environment, where enemy soldiers are a bit more highlighted. In fact, they've done, I think, a lighting color pass on soldiers to try and make them pop from the environment a bit more. I was playing on Devastation and it did feel easier to see enemies. It might have been slightly placebo effect, I don't know, because I would have had to play the old Devastation and then the new Devastation side by side to give you an exact comparison of how different it is, but it did feel easier to see enemies. Not overly easy, but I wasn't struggling and straining to see enemies prone quite as much as I was before, and if you've played Devastation, then you know about the prone issues on that map. So I did go prone. I was shooting people from a prone position just to test it out, and they were finding me and shooting me, but it's not an indicator that it's now insanely easy to see people and that they stick out like sore thumbs. The game still looks realistic, it still looks good, but players are a little bit easier to see. I don't know if DICE has found the final balance here, but it's better than it was before. Again, possibly placebo effect, but I feel like it's better than it was before. The other major change in this patch, and this is like the two biggest requests for Battlefield 5 in general, is player visibility and time to death, referred to as TTD. It's great that DICE is finally making some substantial changes to the TTD system, changing their netcode around latency so that it doesn't matter if you have a low ping or a high ping or your enemy has a low or high ping, you shouldn't be dying in one frame instantly. They're changing the amount of updates that can happen in a single packet to help with the damage indicators, damage output. They're helping with the directional indicators, which has actually had problems in multiple Battlefield games. So hopefully this is a good fix for it. I think it's better. Again, this is one of those things that I'll need to test significantly more. I didn't really notice any instant deaths so much, but there were some pretty quick ones. The hardest thing with Battlefield 5 is that your health regen is so slow, and I think they could tweak the sort of on-screen indicators of how much health you have a little bit to make it more apparent. But a lot of times people run into combat with a lot less health than they think they have, and then they die very quickly. And so it feels like you're getting insta-gibbed by somebody when in fact you just had a very little health and you could only take 1 or 2 shots before you die. So both the time to death and the visibility will need a lot more testing to sort of see where they stand, but ultimately they should result in some nice quality of life improvements for the game in general. There's been a lot of changes to weapons in the game. The Assault's semi-auto rifles have had a damage reduction almost across the board, not changing the amount of shots you need to kill your enemy, but if your opponents have damage done to them now, the chance of you getting a 2-shot kill is less for most of them. The KE7 got another slight recoil nerf. The ZK383 got a slight recoil nerf as well. The bayonet got a faster charge speed so that it's more on point with Battlefield 1. And then there's a whole laundry list of map changes that they made to try and balance out maps better, to fix exploits. The one on Fiel where you could get on top of the mountain by the parachutes and shoot down on enemies should be fixed this time. So that's good to see DICE making a lot of map tweaks and changes to try and make them play out better, or at least prevent players from exploiting. I also believe the Assault rifle-fired grenade has been nerfed this time around so that it does a bounce instead of exploding on impact. It should now do 1 bounce and then it detonate, which is going to make it a bit more of a skill weapon. It'll give you some different options with it, but it won't be quite as overpowered as before. Again, I believe that made it into this patch. But those are the significant changes. There's a whole patch notes, patch list of tiny, small changes, especially to the maps if you want to get into the details of that. I'll have a link in the video description. Thanks for watching, guys. The next Tides of War weekly unlock system starts tomorrow, where you can unlock the Stug 4 and progress your Tides of War chapter rank and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap, signing out.